gonna talk about class in ES6. So there's no actually a class in ES5. So there is a class in ES6. First we come to again we create a file class in es6.js and we import this. Import yeah, it's running. So we're gonna talk about is create a class and its inheritance subclass. So suppose there is class called people, and this EX6 we have a constructor pass the parameter and attributes arguments into the constructor. This name name this constructor again as same as ES5 work with new to create new instance. There's going to be a function here, show name. So log this people the name of this person. This name. Okay, let's display it. Let's P1 people new people vehicle 28 log P1, and we call this name in this way, right? Let's display it. Yeah, people name vehicle 28. The name of this person is, this is a function, right? Show name function, right? Which is pretty straightforward. Yep. So let's create a subclass for people like child. Again, the subclass of the people also need a constructor name, age, this name, age. So this constructor inherits from properties from superclass. What is superclass? So you have to call the superclass here, name and age. This is pretty much the same function as in ES5, like we talked about it yesterday, like animal call this, right, and prop. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as this function. So other than that, we want some like new properties, maybe child height, right? So is height. Yeah, and there is a function in the subclass called showHeight. showHeight. Height of this child. Right. There is a function in the subclass as well. Okay, so let C1 equal to new child. Let's C1 new child. Vehicle child vehicle 12 and the height 100 centimeters. Okay, so C1 show height console.log C1 plus we want to use, because this is a subclass of people, so we could use the function from the parent class or superclass as well. So it should display yep. So we just want to insert class of maybe a table is super say super is only valid inside a class of constructor of subclass. Maybe a table is the method name constructor or extending another class. Oh yeah, we forgot to extend. Yeah, extends keywords extends to people. Now it's parent class and yeah. So display the first is the child object, child vehicle age 5. The first method we call the show height, and second method we call is show name, right? Which is the method from parent class, right? So we're gonna talk about getter and setter. This is getter setter. There are two types of properties in object. Though the first is data property, and another one, the second type of property is accessor property. This is the accessor property, which is it's very interesting. It is a little bit tricky, as it is. It looks like a function, but we don't call it. We don't use it as a function in a functional way, functions way. So let's create a new class called animal. Okay, animal class and a constructor name and age, right? This name, the name, age, method show name. Okay. Just show animal. animal class name. So suppose now we can read and we can get the name property of this animal class via show name function, show name method, right? So what if we wanna do something with the data? We want to do something with data. First, probably we want to set a new name for this animal, right? Like okay, so in this scenario, under this scenario, we want to set a new name for a animal. Like so, we need a set name. Gonna accept a value and we name value. So yeah, we can set a name right now. So suppose let a equal to new and name cat age 28. Yeah. So we display this instance. We change the name of this animal. We change another name. So we change it to the dog, and we display it again. Animal cat age 28. Animal name dog age 28. So how it works? So first we create a new instance, right? Display name is a function, but we use it as a property. As you can see, when we change the name of this instance, we don't call this function, right? We don't do it this way. We just change name directly, just to assign a value to a property, right? Just like that. It's fairly simple, right? Okay. And what if we wanna get this name? We just return this name underscore. Okay. So a dot name. When you don't assign any value to this a instance's property, then this is it displayed it is used as a get method. So let's take a look. The last thing is stock is the name showed displayed, right? The name displayed. This is the way we use set and a get, not call it. We don't call it, we just use it as a property. And so we want to add some filters on top of that. So suppose if value dot length is less than 4, we give it an alert, set less than 4 need to be longer, else great. Yep. Okay, so now we set a name. Yeah, we set a name. We create a this is a cat, but the cat only has three characters, so it gives us 4, and it gives us this alert message, this alert again, because after that we just assign the name property to dog again, which is also less than 4, so it just gives us alert again. So now, yeah, it's on defend, right? It didn't defend successfully. If you want to do that, you can just assign it here, right? So we don't do this right here. So it's pretty straightforward. The last thing is, again, it's static property and methods. We have talked about this before, yesterday, in the class in ES5. So we just give it a new class called form. Constructor name. Let's give the brand and color. So this brand equal to brand, color. We want a method called show color. So the color of the phone, this phone is this the color. Okay. We have talked about this before, yesterday. So suppose there is a static method. Static, we just call it whatever. Okay, let's just call it whatever. Static method runs without whatever the instance is, right? Same thing in the ES5. We just use it with class name. Class is full and whatever. Static method runs without whatever this instance is, right? So it doesn't work with instance at all. This is static method, right? Static property. Static prop equal to 0. We just displayed it. Form dot prop. There, right? Form dot prop. Yeah, this is a static property. This is a static method. Yeah, this is pretty much everything about the class. People say the class keyword is a syntactic sugar of ES5. Yeah, it is right and wrong. It is yes and no. Generally, you can see class keyword is a syntactic sugar, but there are still some difference from ES5. But those differences are not that important, but still good to know. So this is pretty much every day. This is pretty much the day.